Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. So this is a game that may or may not look good. Epic voice crack there, may or may not look good on 1080p on the YouTube here, but we'll see how well we can do. Now, I have recorded this game in the past, however, it was with my old Game Boy Advance, and they released this game on the Wii U a while ago, so now I'm going to be re-recording it on there, and I'm not going to do a full-blown walkthrough. I think this time I'll just do a Let's Play playthrough thing. But as I should say before, for anybody who doesn't know, this is my favorite game of all time, and I was amazed that this game came out in 2003, because I remember the day it came out. I remember playing it in Target, like before we could download demos. You'd go and you'd play demos on the Game Boy Advance. They had there attached to Target, like kind of how they do it at Best Buy with the 3DS today. And I wanted that game so badly, got it for Christmas, was so happy. I guess I didn't get it right when it came out, but this was a game that I spent so much time on when I was younger, and I cannot believe it's 13 years since that came out, and man. So, the final boss, even to this day, still gives me trouble in this game, so we'll see how well that goes, but I've played it enough at this point, I'm probably not going to have too many issues, although jokes end near the end. One of the areas near the end is still evil. Anyway, this first couple of videos are probably going to be pretty boring, because there's not a whole lot going on except some pretty interesting cutscenes. Oh, and this also means I'm going to be done with Ratchet & Clank games. I thought I was going to get through all the Ratchet & Clank games, but I just don't think I can record all of them. And of course there's Mario inside the shower. I always love that. Poor Toad. Poor Toad, man. So this is the first kind of fighting sequence we get, and of course it's versus Bowser, kind of messed that up. Now, I've never actually played this on the Wii U, so the controls may be a little bit weird to get used to. They are kind of odd, but I'm just going to skip through all these tutorials, which if it's your first time playing this, you'll probably want to pay attention, but basically you just try to push A right before you jump on this guy. If you've ever played Super Mario RPG, it's similar to that in a lot of ways, but... And if you've never played a game in the Mario and Luigi series, you're missing out, because if you think all Mario games are the same, you should try these ones. Okay, Bowser, and we're going to be facing Bowser a few times throughout this game. I gotta get better at jumping on him, jeez. But at first, he's not really going to be a whole lot of effort, just a couple of jumps, and we can tell by Luigi's waving his hat that we are near the end here of this little fight. And now we gotta talk to Princess Peach more. Okay, so this is pretty much the only time we're going to be spending here in Bean Bean Kingdom, but this guy wants us to super jump, which is pretty much the only time Mario can jump that high on his own. And there's a few things we can get here. So this guy's gonna want a precious belonging, and you don't actually have to talk to him about it, but we're gonna see if we can make it over to that jump there. That ledge always gave me issues when I first played this game because it's kind of a long jump. And then I think, yep, there it is. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is a 1-up mushroom, and I think he lets me keep it. Yep. Or I gave him the precious belonging and he rewarded me with a 1-up. I'm not really sure. Let's not learn about action icons. That's just what shows up in the top right of the screen there. Then we'll grab this mushroom for this guy. So then we get a mushroom and a super mushroom. I think if you tell that guy no, it's not for him, then you just get the mushroom. But mushrooms are going to be useful. We'll see if I even need to use them that much. And then this guy will give us something later on, so we gotta tell him where Bowser went, which is that away, upwards. And we'll run into him later. What's this sign say? Luigi will stay home to guard the home front. So there's Luigi, and he's going to be following us for a little bit. So these are the save books that I actually really like this as a save system. I don't know why a lot of games have a hard time doing good save systems. I think to be a good save, you either need to have dedicated save spots like this, or they need to let you save anywhere like in Skyrim. It should be one or the other. None of this autosave garbage. I hate that crap. Anyway, let's continue on. Oh yes, Toadsworth. Now we're gonna get our suitcase. $100 coins, which sounds like a lot, but it's not really going to end up being too useful, and we'll see why here in a couple of, probably about an hour actually. So the Koopa Cruiser is a little bit lengthy, although this is going by a little bit faster than I remember. We're only at about 7 minutes, and then that guy's there early, so let's see what Bowser wants us to do here. Okay, so I think that I'm gonna probably end this first video about here, because it'll probably take about 10 minutes to get through this castle, or this ship, and then get to the next area. But first I'm gonna complain a little bit about the next Mario and Luigi games. Now, I really hate Partners in Time, and Partners in Time is the second in the Mario and Luigi series, and the reason I hate Partners in Time is actually because of the suitcase. Now, the suitcase isn't so bad. I mean, it's fine in pretty much all the Mario and Luigi games, and it's fine in Superstar Saga, it's fine in Partners in Time. The problem with Partners in Time is that the suitcase talks to you. And this may not be a problem, you may not think it's an issue, but the problem with the suitcase talking to you is that that stupid suitcase is going to be your huge tutorial helper throughout the whole entirety of Partners in Time. There's a few times when outside people and people who aren't the suitcase actually help you out, but generally when it comes to tutorials and Partners in Time, it's your dang stupid suitcase telling you everything. Now, why is that bad? Because it's just the suitcase. In Superstar Saga, the suitcase can't talk to you. It's just a physical, actual suitcase. So to give you tutorials, they have to have individual, different characters give you different tutorials, and I'll point this stuff out when we get to them, and you'll be seeing this as we go, and as a result of that, you wind up having a ton of different interesting characters inside Superstar Saga that just flat out don't exist in Partners in Time. Now, they sort of remedied this a tiny bit in Bowser's Inside Story and Dream Team, the other Mario and Luigi games, but you still get that stupid star thing that follows you everywhere, and she's also pretty annoying as crap, so I still say that, and this is even shown by Navi in Ocarina of Time, when you have something attached to you that ends up being your tutorial, then the game is degraded greatly than it would have been if they didn't attach anything to you and if they would have invented other ways of giving you those tutorials. So again, I'll be pointing this out as I play through Superstar Saga, but my hate for Partners in Time is so deep, I am never playing that game ever again, so I unfortunately won't be able to point out the things that are wrong with that one. And there's so much wrong with Partners in Time, but I'm not going to stain this playthrough with my hate for that game. We're just going to stick around with the good, really spectacularly good one, which is Superstar Saga. And of course, I cannot wait for the new one. I always forget what it's called. I think it's Paper Jam. Cannot wait for that one, and that was part of my motivation of wanting to record this game again. So anyway, that'll be it for this video. We will continue on this playthrough with hopefully less rants in future videos, and we'll see how long it takes to get through this game. Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga playthrough. So we are here on Bowser's ship, and we're going to be, I think we'll be getting our passports next. So there's a couple of Bowser baddies here that are just kind of talking, and these guys are kind of useful because they give you information on how to jump, so obviously jumping that way, but this isn't really a walkthrough type tutorial, or I mean a walkthrough type series, so I won't go too deep into that. But anyway, these blocks are always kind of annoying. You just kind of have to hit A, B back and forth and then hope that they get hit. And it's not so bad now because I don't have any other power-ups for A and B, but once we get more, sometimes you'll hit this one, then you forget you need to reset your power-ups to be able to jump. I'll show that when I get to it, but anyway, so we need to keep a lookout for that guy that we helped in the last video. He's after this point, so let's talk about getting a passport. No, okay, so we need to walk over here and he'll make us get a passport. Okay, so we'll step on with Mario first, and now I'll be able to make some funny faces if I push up, down, left, or right on the control pad. Not like that one. Nope. Nope, nope, this one, there we go. There we go, that's the one I want. Okay, now this is telling us how to switch between the characters, so we want Luigi in front, and let's see. Luigi, I think you can get a funnier one. What other ones are there? Let's do this one over here. Yep, that's a good one. Okay, so if we open up our passports, Mario is serious, as he normally is, and Luigi is the kind of terrified goofball that he was always born to be. And now we're gonna get a mushroom, and before we go forward. Let's get this here. Well, we'll need more mushrooms. And let's just skip past this guy's dialogue. I think he's gonna give me... I forgot what he gives me here. Ah, there we go, a 1-up. Now hopefully I won't actually have to use those 1-ups too much, but we'll see. It's been a while since I've played this game, and man, I still love it as much as when I first played it. Okay, so now I think we learned the basics of combat. Which we've already done, kinda, so it's kinda weird they're gonna be teaching us all over again. And now he's gonna tell us the deck is up ahead, and need to make sure we don't slow down Lord Bowser, so we need to learn how to fight as a pair. Now, unfortunately, if I say no thanks, he won't accept that as an answer. So we actually have to do the fights here. So we'll just try to skip through a lot of this guy's dialogue, because basically A jumps for Mario, B jumps for Luigi, and oh yeah, we're gonna be learning comboing, or I mean countering here. And then I think he's gonna... Yep, that's how you can do more damage to this. Whatever. Okay, so the thing about these games, and I've kind of had this philosophy for any turn-based strategy game, if you can even call this a strategy game, but ouch, jeez. Anyway, I've always had this philosophy for these turn-based games where it's better to take out one guy than it is to try to deal damage to everybody equally, and the reason for that is because if you take out one guy, then you have one less source of damage from the fight, and that can sometimes be a lot more useful than finishing them all off at once. And I mean, there's a few times when it's just like so easy to kill them that it really makes no sense to take them out one at a time, but in this case, because it's been a while and I need to get used to the game again, I'm probably just gonna do that philosophy that I use. And it's kind of funny because I'm not a fan of JRPGs on a whole. Like, I don't know, I just don't really like, especially the turn-based ones, I don't really like them all that much. And let's get Bros points up. And my friend was making fun of me because I like this game so much, and it's pretty much a turn-based style game like JRPGs are. But I told him the difference is you can see the enemies in Superstar Saga and you can counter them. And you can do that more often in JRPGs these days, but in the old ones anyway. Nah, not so much. But I am playing Xenoblade on the 3DS and I'm liking that a heck of a lot more than I thought I would. So that's a pretty good JRPG. And then of course there's the remake of okay, now we're gonna learn how to jump into battle. Alright, anyway, then there's a remake of Final Fantasy VII coming up, and that game is looking pretty cool, and I was a little bit skeptical about it at first, just because I didn't want to do the whole turn-based thing again, but since they've modernized the combat a little, I'll probably definitely get that one. Okay, so again, we learned we can jump on enemies and we can deal damage to them, but if they hit it, or if they're like spiky enemies, then dang, I should have killed that guy. That's annoying. Anyway, if they're like spiky enemies and you jump on them, you can take a couple of damage, and if someone in the back gets hit by an enemy, then they get knocked down for a little bit of the fight, and getting knocked down is pretty dang annoying, so... anyway, so Stash is... I guess I should go over the stats a little bit. HP is obviously your hit points. These are for some special moves we won't be getting for a while. Power is the damage you deal. Defense is the damage you take. Speed is, well, that'll decide how fast you attack in battles. I don't really find that too important. Stash is cool because this determines the amount of lucky, or I guess crits, that you get inside the battles. But I think I'm going to raise Luigi's power. And I think the way this works, if you... Dang, one? Really? If you put a bunch of stats into one... Like, if you put a bunch of level ups into one stat, then your chance of getting a high number is pretty low. So it's best to sort of spread them out, because by the end of the game, you probably will have more stats in that one that you wanted to focus on than you would have if you had just focused on it. And somehow I jumped totally through the Goomba. Okay then. I don't know. Anyway, being knocked down isn't too harmful unless the guys are faster than you. Then it can be a little bit painful, but... if I can get used to playing this game again, we'll see what happens, and maybe hopefully I won't die too much. Okay, so let's go meet Bowser up on the bridge, and I was right, this is taking about 10 minutes. I think we'll get into the Stardust area before I before I end this video, because there's still kind of a cool sequence coming up here. And I think it'll update. Yep, there we go. Saving still takes a little while. I'm kind of surprised with that. And then there's barrels and boxes in the way. So anyway, let's move them out of the way with this crane, and then we should be able to get up to the deck pretty easily. Oh, that's right, Luigi gets captured. Forgot about that. You know, to this day, I can't decide if Fawful is male or female. I'm pretty sure Fawful's a female, but I don't think it's ever really that clear. So anyway, this is where we're going to be learning a few of the mechanics that some bosses and other fights will use, which will tell you which enemy that they're going to be attacking. So in this case, the text will be green or red, depending on who Fawful wants to shoot balls at. And it's going to change a little bit once we get to the second part, but I'm just going to skip past Bowser's dialogue, which is probably the only time he's actually helpful to Mario. Then again, he was, well, I don't know, maybe he wasn't too helpful in Paper Mario, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I've been asked a lot before, do I prefer this or Paper Mario, and I think the Mario and Luigi series is way more fun for me than the Paper Mario series has ever been. And I like Paper Mario, the one on the 64 was really good. I never actually beat the one for the GameCube, the Thousand Year Door, and I had that one recorded, but it just, I don't know, it just dragged on, and it was like 36 hours, and I probably should have beat it, but I don't know, I could play these games all day, but not so much for Paper Mario, which I'm hoping maybe Paper Jam will change that for me, so we'll see what happens. But anyway, here's the second phase of Fawful, so she's, or it, I guess, is going to be attacking us with a few different attacks because his headgear is now gone, and that is dead. Those sounds still bring back memories from when I was like, I had to have been like 12 years old when this game came out, I don't even remember. No, I must have been 8 or 9. Dang. This game came out so long ago. Okay, so here we are in Stardust Plains, I believe is the name of it. And there's another I guess I'll end the video here. I'm trying to decide if I should do the next area in one video or not, and I think I will. So, Stardust Plains is pretty cool. This was one that I mastered so frequently inside that Target shopping area when they had this game on demo. But anyway, that'll be it for this video. Mario and Luigi's Superstar Saga playthrough part 3. So this is where we are in Stardust Plains, and we just crashed with the Koopa Cruiser. And these guys, I think one of them says, must have been this guy. Yeah, we haven't finished paying it off. It's like the Death Star, you know, from Robot Chicken? No? Okay. So anyway, we gotta run into a first run-in. Does that sentence even make sense? Anyway, here we are with the Hammer Bros, and these guys have probably the second worst minigame in this whole game. My goodness. Okay, so this is the Mushroom Kingdom border, and since they're border security, they can't let us in. And this game actually came out just after 9/11, I think. So I don't know, maybe that was a crack at that, or probably isn't that deep. But anyway, let's do the border jump. No need to explain it. We basically get 3 tries for each character, or 3 lives, I guess, and we can't get hit by that stupid rope. And this basically is just a memory game. I'm pretty sure I've remembered what's going on because I've done this first one so much, and you can pay attention to that flag in the background to see how close we are to the end. But anyway, you can come back to this and do this like a bunch of times later, and I think you get a couple of good items for it. But man, it's annoying later on. It's just one of the worst things ever. Always hated doing this. But anyway, that was flawless, so that's okay. Get a look at some of the really early Mario games. I guess the very first Mario game, if you don't count Mario Bros. And then we're gonna continue on with the Bean Bean Kingdom. So, since we got the only map they've ever given away, alright, it's not touchscreen, whoops. I was touching the screen on my Wii U gamepad to try to open up the map. Anyway, this is Bean Bean Kingdom, so that's pretty cool, and we'll be going to pretty much every single area. And at first, when I first played this, it was a little bit overwhelming because I didn't really know how to get to each place, but this was kind of before they held your hand with everything, and they kind of made you learn a little bit. But anyway, this pipe, if you do decide to play this game, be sure to get this pipe, because it is a warp pipe, and if you don't get it, you're going to have to go back the long way to get to it later. And again, if you ever want to do the minigame for those guys, you probably want that pipe there. So anyway, this is Area 64, and recent studies show that the spiky Stardust defense system can be jumped. It's easy, just jump. Okay, so basically you can do that, or I think, yeah, you can just double jump over them. And if you land on these, I'll just show this off. Not a big deal. They don't do any damage to you or anything, but can be kind of annoying. So we'll just get some mushrooms, and I'm gonna try my best to get pretty much everything in this playthrough. But I'm sure there will be a few things I'll miss, and I'll explain why that is a little bit later, but some of it's kind of fun. And that's the other thing, like, in the first video, at the end of it, I ranted about Partners in Time, and another thing I did not like about Partners in Time was how linear it was, and Super Mario's pretty linear to begin with. It's not something you expect to be super open world, but at least in this one, you had a reason to go back to previous areas. In Partners in Time, you could 100% the game first time through and never ever have to go back anywhere. I mean, anything that you can get in an area, you can get immediately. You don't have to unlock something to go back to get it. And that just bugged me. And then the story of Partners in Time was just so... Anyway, let's not talk about that. So, pretty soon we're going to be running into Tolstar, who will, spoiler alert, end up being the first boss. But he's going to make us do a couple of errands before we actually get the happiness of destroying him. So let's go see what he's doing up here. Oh wait, this is Bowser inside the cannon. So there go the coins that Toadsworth gave us, but as we learn here in a second, they're not really worth anything in the Bean Bean Kingdom anyway. So getting 100 coins is probably a little bit tedious. I'm gonna say it's probably one of the more tedious things inside this game, but it's not too bad to get, so I like how they have a timer there. I think my original save file for this game has like 86 hours on the timer, and there's not even really 86 hours of content, but that's just how much I liked playing this game. Anyway, so let's go and get a couple of coins. We'll get most of our coins from the battles, and this is probably one of the only times it's actually worth doing every single battle. And I should probably say that I will plan on doing most battles inside this game just because it'll level me up pretty darn well. And the Mario and Luigi games do a really good job of making you an appropriate level for an next boss if you take out every enemy that you run into. Oops, hate that block. I always forget that's one of these double blocks. Wow, that lasted a while. Okay, so I'm trying to remember how. Okay, I know how to get up there. We'll come back there for that later. So now we're in this area, and here's another. I think this is a multiple coin. Yep. So now we gotta come down here. Let's get that. Okay, now there's two enemies here. There's this one there that I apparently didn't jump on. Oh, we're already at the cannons. The Bill Blasters. Interesting. Okay. Luigi, please tell me you're faster. Oh, you're not. Ouch. That's painful. So, Bill Blasters are pretty useless. Well, maybe not useless, they're just kind of dumb. They don't really do a whole lot, and they take a little bit to kill. They're kind of annoying in that regard. I guess I'll be raising Luigi's speed next time he levels up, because it's pretty low here. Yeah, these guys take about 3 turns to defeat, unless you can get a lucky strike, but we did not. And even if you jump on them, I'm not too sure that you get it much higher. Alright, let's get your power up, I think. Yeah, let's go for power. Boom! Come on! One again! Oh well. Okay, I know there's a guy back here. Okay, there he is! I knew he was back there because I used to always run into that guy. Wow, 4 damage, not bad. That means you should be dead. Cool. Already dealing 4, that's pretty good for Mario. Alright, Luigi, let's get your speed up so you can attack with Mario, and hopefully you get more than a 1 this time. And a 1 again, of course. Okay, so I don't think there's anything over there. Now these are always actually pretty interesting, but kind of weird. So you push B and then A. We have to hold it, but B, A, B, A. And then over here we are. And there's also another block up there that I can't get to yet, but I guess we'll come back for that. Like I said in the previous video, I'm going to do my best to 100% this game, and there's no like specific 100% meter, but you know, we'll see how it goes. That one we need the high jump to get up to, and we just can't do it now. And as soon as we fall down here, we can't actually go back until we finish the area. And now we're going to be doing a tutorial, so this is something that just flat out doesn't happen in Partners in Time, because that stupid suitcase does all the tutorials for you, but in Superstar Saga, because your suitcase isn't dumb and can't talk as it should be, then they need to create characters like these to teach you how to do fancier moves, and because of that you get really awesome characters like Sergeant Starshade. Okay, so again we have to do this training. We cannot back out of it, and that's kind of sad because this takes a little while. But he's gonna teach us high jump or ledge jump, whatever. Okay, high jump, and then spin jump. So Luigi is used for high jump, and we use R and L for that. I hate how they default it to, do you need another explanation? Yes, instead of no, because, man. So anyway, high jump lets us get up to these ledges, as you can see, and then we're going to learn spin jump, which kind of tricked me when I first did this. I'll explain why in a second here. So the thing that tricked me is I thought you could do that while you're spin jumping, but you don't get quite as much length, or the time isn't quite as long for your spin jump as it is for theirs, so you can't actually do the spin back and forth and then go all the way across the ledge. So again, here's Mario, spin, there we go. So let's return, and of course if you are playing this and you don't get one of them, you can redo them, although that's a pretty basic concept, so it shouldn't be too hard. And now we gotta do a couple of, kind of an obstacle course. He's gonna, yeah, that flag, so we just need to get up there. I used to think this was timed, so I would try to do this as fast as I could, but it isn't actually timed, so that's always kinda... I don't know, I just thought that was kind of funny. Like, I wouldn't get this box until I finished it, because I was just too afraid it would... I was just too afraid that I would run out of time and have to do it all over again. Move out! Goodbye, Sergeant Starshade! One of the most memorable characters in this game, aside pretty much every other character inside this game. And I think the only memorable character inside Partners in Time for me was either both Toadsworths, although I don't know if that really counts, and the reporter, and the reporter was mildly entertaining. I like how the reporter showed up in, I think she was in Dream Drop, or whatever. Okay, what is, the heck is the Dream Team? Okay, I think the reporter showed up in Dream Team, but anyway, so let's do a solo attack, I guess. Aw, Luigi, your speed still isn't high enough. Man, I haven't been knocked down this much as Luigi in this area since I first played this game. It's like I've forgotten everything. Although, I will admit the controls are a little bit different on the Wii U, just because the gamepad is different from the Game Boy Advance. I mean, it's not too different, it's just, it's different enough. Okay, so I should be able to kill this guy right away? No. Their defense is too high. Okay. But I think I'm getting the hang of this again. So let's see, how many coins did I have? 59, alright, we're getting there. High jump is pretty easy to mess up. You don't actually have to kill all of these enemies, but I don't think I will. I was gonna say it's sometimes useful for experience-wise, but I don't really think it makes that big of a difference that it's gonna affect near the end of the game. By the time you hit the end of the game, you should probably be around level 35, or if you go a little bit faster, you skip more enemies, you'll probably be like in the 20s, the late 20s. But there's some pretty good places in the very final place to grind if you need to level up. Hey look, a lucky 4! Okay. I'm so used to playing games where you kill something and then an item drops, so you kind of sit there for a second waiting for the item to drop. But not so in this one. Okay, can I MLG this? Nope. There we go. And I'm at about 15 minutes for this video. I thought I could do this whole area in one video, but I think after this fight I will take that save block and then end the video. And I should be able to take out the boss and get to the next area in the next video. But anyway, these guys are extremely straightforward and not really much else to talk about. So we'll just kill these guys. And I have close to 100 coins already, 81, okay. So that'll be it for this video. Mario and Luigi's Superstar Saga playthrough. So we just got our spin jump and our high jump in the previous video, and now we're going to be going through, hopefully defeating the boss in Stardust Fields. Now I mentioned, I think in the second or first video, how these blocks can be kind of annoying, and they are if you hit these and then you forget to turn off Luigi's high jump there, because then you have to turn it off with L so you can actually use the blocks as they're meant to be used. So those blocks aren't really one of my favorites. Now here we are back with Sergeant Starshade. Did I just call it that? Sergeant Starshade. And we need to get the emotional reunion, and we're gonna learn how to use bros moves. Okay, so this tutorial is also a little bit lengthy, and luckily after this area there's pretty much tutorials throughout the whole game, but some of them are a little bit less tedious than these just because they're a lot more fun. So bros attacks are probably they are definitely the strongest attacks in the game, and we use them up with bros points as they're explaining here. And there's, I don't know, well, we'll get a lot of these, and there's a few that are going to be total luck whether or not we do get them, so let's pick Splash Attack, and then we're going to jump on Luigi. Actually, we'll just pay attention to these guys, they'll explain it better than I can. Okay, so the advanced techniques are probably some of the coolest ones, and they just take time to get. You just have to use the bros attack perfectly enough so that it unlocks the advanced techniques, and we will definitely be doing that as we get more of them. But anyway, some of the ones that Mario has, like Splash Attack and things like that, are going to be probably our most used, but we only have limited bros points currently, so they're not going to see a whole lot of use right away, and I'm probably going to save most of them for bosses. But we can replenish our bros points with syrup, and it's probably good to buy that because then you can just bros move your way out of every battle and then syrup yourself up, and by the time you get done you usually have enough gold or coins to buy more syrup. So anyway, that will be for later videos, of course. We still have quite a ways before we get to any meaningful town that can help us with the shops and stuff. But anyway, there's going to be a few more enemies, and I should be able to kill Tolstar in this video. So 97 coins, getting there. Another level up for Mario. I think Mario can hit close to level 8 at the end of this place. I'm going to get your stash points up because that's the lowest. Can we stop getting ones? Okay, well, it's in the double digits, so that's probably where I'm going to keep stash for the most part. I'm going to spin around over here just to skip a few of these enemies. I think there's some coins in this. Let's see here. Yep. And this may or may not be enough. Let's see. Yeah, that's enough now. Okay. Let's kill one more. See if we can get Luigi leveled up. I'm having a really hard time jumping on these guys for some reason. Darn it, that's gonna be really bad. Okay, so in this case, I tried to target the guy below because I wanted to, but the analog stick is a lot faster than I gave it credit for, so it went right back up to the first one. Oh, Mario's doing 5 damage, so that's pretty good. Does that mean you'll do like 3 damage on these bullet bills, or are you gonna do 2 still? Nope, still 3, okay, that's good, that's good. Anyway, kill this one, and that should be it, right? Yep. Alright, Luigi, I think I want to get your bros points up. Oh, let's get your stash up. I'm gonna wait a second and then push A. Still a 1. Like, come on. Come on. That is like the worst luck I've had with these ever, I think. Holy cow. Okay, anyway, let's keep going. I'm just gonna skip 2 of these guys, and we'll turn that up. Not up, we'll turn it off. Now, kind of a cool trick on stairways is you can go up quicker if you spin jump. So we could go straight back to Tolstar, but I think I'm gonna go and do what I said I would do in the last video, which was collect a few of these. So there's a box, there's another box, and there's one here. And then we're gonna have to go back the long way. Let's see, these guys are not back yet, okay. So I'm pretty sure, okay, I think there's a syrup somewhere. I don't think we actually need to go back down there. I'm trying to think, I don't think there's anything else. There might be, but it's not that big of a deal. I thought there was like a super syrup up there, I might have already gotten it. Anyway, let's go back to Tolstar and we will, come on Luigi, we will finish off the Stardust Plains today. And by today, I of course mean in this video, because kind of already done it before. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Let's just save and then go see what this boss is going to be like. He's usually extremely easy. I don't think I've ever died on this guy. And I've already spent, what, 48 minutes on this game? And I love this game. Okay. Hey, Bowser. 139, so it took me long enough. Yeah. So that boss music is just beautifully awesome, and we're not going to use bros attacks on this guy for a little while. Once he starts doing some other attacks, I'll use a few more just to show him off better. I've never been good at Luigi's default bros attacks, so that'll be interesting. So as he gives away right there, if you watch the hand he throws his attacks with, that'll tell you who he's going to hit. But as always, you can usually just double jump if you're not sure. Just jump with both people and you'll be good to go. But Mario's doing so much damage sometimes anyway. This isn't really, like, this boss fight's going to go spectacularly. Okay, Nyek, you should be doing a few different attacks soon. Nope, okay. You messed up the order. Mario should be first, not Luigi. There we go. So those are gonna bounce, and when he does his fancy, like, nya thing, is when he's gonna do that. So anyway, I don't remember Bounce Bros. I'm gonna do this really quick. Okay, now I remember. Alright, I remember Bounce Bros now. So as those points work, if you switch it to the hardest difficulty, it uses less Bros points, and Splash Bros really isn't that difficult to master. It's just A, B, A. And it's pretty much just muscle memory as far as those attacks go. And I'm probably gonna, oops, that was my fault. As far as doing the attacks goes, so I think this was B-A-B. I don't think I got that one, darn it. And if you pay attention to when the characters glow, then that's also another indication of when you're supposed to hit them, or hit the buttons. Okay, got it that time, but still doesn't do as much damage as Splash Bros. And I got enough for one. What? Jeez. I got enough for one more Splash Bros. No more. Oh, doesn't matter. He's dead. Probably would have been dead before if I hadn't missed that Bros attack. I don't know how I missed that, but oh well. So level up, and it's not too uncommon, depending on how fast you go through here, to actually get 2 level ups at a time at the end of a boss fight. It's happened before. Again with 1. Are you kidding me? And Luigi didn't even level up. Okay. Wow. Oh well. So now Starshade gets a little bit angry. Which is kind of funny to see that kind of side of him. So Bowser's gonna get shot out of the cannon. So we could either go there and save, or we could just spin jump over here, and there's a place we'll be able to save afterwards. Right here. And I think... do I end the video now? No, I think I'll end the video when we get into the Hoo-Hoo town. So that's the next kind of mountain place. But first, of course, is a few places to get inside the dungeon, and there's a couple of dungeons in this game that we'll be going to later on. And I'm pretty sure there's no enemies in here. And there's a whole... Okay, this is going to be entertaining. I won't talk much for this part. Okay, so this is Hoo-Hoo Village, and this place is kind of annoying, and there's a few reasons for that. Number one, we're gonna have to come back later to actually get all of these, and there's really no easy way of coming back here. There's no warp pipe, there's none of that, so... anyway, so there's a way we'll be able to dig those up. Those are called beans, and then there's kind of these villages everywhere, and we'll be using this eventually. First, let's get this box, and... we won't be able to go through here yet. We're going to need a hammer, and a regular hammer will be able to blow up these rocks. We're going to need the upgraded one to get those rocks, and I'm hoping I remember the correct time when it comes to upgrading those hammers, so we'll see. But anyway, let's get these boxes, and we'll be coming back here eventually, and we'll be doing a lot of stuff in this place eventually, but for now we'll be stuck with the early on tutorials. Okay, and we're gonna have to talk to pretty much every single one of these guys. I kind of want to do that in this video. It shouldn't take too long. And then the next video I can try to get through Hoo-Hoo Mountain, and that's a pretty long one, so... I don't know, maybe I'll be able to do it or not. We'll see. Alright, so first we need to continue forward, and I think... Okay, what's up here? Oh wait, okay, let's go in here first. You know what, I'll do the talking in the next video. Let's do this first. This is kind of entertaining. So this is a dungeon with someone else there, and then... Actually, wait, I'm doing this the wrong way. Hold on. Okay, I'm still gonna do it in this video. Let's go get it. I can't remember if I have to activate it first or not, but anyway. So, as we can see, the bridge here is broken, and they want us to talk to the villagers and then come back, and that pretty much means every single villager. So we'll start out with here, and this is the Hammer Bros house, and we'll be dealing with that house a little bit later. And I've always, to be safe, I've talked to these guys. I don't think you have to, but just to be safe, I've always talked to those. And then we're gonna come down here, and let's go find any villagers this way. Okay. And we can't actually go here yet because of Fawful. So there's a stone blocking our progress, which forces us to stay here. So let's just go talk to those guys again. And you know when the bridge is finished when you don't hear that noise? When you don't hear that anymore, then you know that the bridge is finished. And this part I was stuck at for so long when I first did this because it's not really clear how many people you have to talk to, and it's basically everybody. So we'll talk to that guy to the left a little bit later. Talk to you first. And we're just gonna skip this dialogue. They don't really say a whole lot. We need to get it right from blah blanadon or hike up, and hiking is the only way we'll be able to do it. Of course, the whole point is to locate Prince Peasley, who is one of my favorite characters in this game, and I did not like him at first because I thought he was kind of a snooty, uptight, rich person, which he still kind of is, but I like him a little bit more now, so there's that. Okay, I don't think there's anybody down here. No. And I believe there's at least one guy in this area. No, okay. I went a little bit too far, so I don't know if spin jumping is faster than walking or not. It may not be. Okay. So I already talked to you. Let's talk to you. Now let's go into here. Oh no! My speedrunning, it's not working. I can't be a speedrunner. I have failed. Okay. Controls, they're a little bit different on the Wii U, so I've mentioned that a million times. I just want people to know. Okay, so here's another double block. And we'll even be coming back to this area. And I don't really want to explain why just yet, because it's so funny. I think if it's the first time you've seen it, it's best seeing it when I actually have to deal with it. So I'll just let you know we'll be coming back directly to this area eventually. I'll talk to both of these guys, and then this is always kind of funny. Mario can take up all the water and become a big walking blob. So then we can use Luigi to jump on him, and we can make this filled up with water, and we'll get a mushroom. Usually you get a coin, so that's nice. And there's a few times we'll actually do something similar to that. And then if you walk into here, you'll see a big giant turtle, who we cannot knock down, he thinks. And we'll be coming back eventually, so anyway, excess water is strictly prohibited. Now, what happens if you use Luigi? Well, he just can't handle it, so that's what happens. Now, I think we talked to everybody. May have missed a house, I hope not, so let's go back to the bridge, and then I'll probably save. And that'll be the end of the video if the bridge is finished. Ah, are you serious? What did I miss? Oh, okay. Okay, so I think it should be finished now. Yep. Now, I'm not actually 100% sure that you actually have to talk to every single person. I think you may just have to activate Fawful and then come back into this house and activate those guys, but I kind of wanted a reason to go around and show off Hoo Hoo Village anyway, so that worked out. But I'm pretty sure this is the only save file for a couple of minutes at least, and this will be the easiest way for me to end this video.